What if one of the most misunderstood ingredients in your kitchen could have a powerful impact on your energy, focus, endurance, and even brain function? For years, we've heard one simple message: eat less salt. But is the full story really that simple? So why is salt often blamed for health problems? And why are athletes, doctors, and scientists paying closer attention to when, how much, and who should consume it? Today, we're separating scientific facts from myths and exploring how salt affects your mental performance, physical endurance, hydration, and overall health. By the end of this video, you'll know when salt can help your body perform better and when too much can do more harm than good. Let's dive into the science. What is salt? Before we talk about performance, let's understand what salt actually is. Table salt is made mostly of sodium chloride. Sodium is an essential electrolyte that helps regulate fluid balance, nerve communication, muscle movement, and blood pressure. Without enough sodium, your cells cannot function properly. Think of sodium as electricity for your body's communication system. Your muscles use it to contract. Your brain depends on it to process information. Without enough sodium, your entire system begins slowing down. Have you ever felt exhausted after sweating heavily during a workout or spending hours outside in hot weather? Why your brain needs sodium? Many people think of salt only in relation to blood pressure. But your brain is one of the biggest users of sodium. Every thought, every memory, every movement depends on electrical signals traveling between nerve cells. These signals require sodium and potassium working together. If sodium levels become too low, the brain struggles to communicate. Brain fog, difficulty concentrating, fatigue, headaches, confusion, dizziness. In severe cases, dangerously low sodium levels can become a medical emergency. But here's something equally important. More salt doesn't automatically mean better brain performance. Your body works best when sodium stays within a healthy range. Balance, not excess, is the goal. How salt improves physical performance. Imagine running a marathon, or lifting weights, or playing football under the summer sun. You sweat. As you sweat, you lose both water and electrolytes. Sodium is the electrolyte lost in the greatest amount. When sodium levels fall too much, you may experience muscle cramps, weakness, slower reaction times, and faster exhaustion. Replacing sodium after heavy sweating helps your body retain fluids more effectively. That's one reason many sports drinks contain sodium. The goal isn't simply replacing water. It's restoring the balance your body needs. The science of hydration. Here's something many people don't realize. Drinking large amounts of plain water without replacing electrolytes can sometimes dilute sodium levels. This condition is called low blood sodium or hyponatremia. It has occurred in endurance athletes who drank excessive water during long races without adequate electrolyte replacement. Symptoms include nausea, headache, swelling, confusion, fatigue. In severe situations, it requires immediate medical treatment. This is why proper hydration means replacing both fluids and electrolytes when needed, not simply drinking endless amounts of water. Who may benefit from more sodium? This is where things become interesting. Not everyone has the same sodium needs. Healthy adults performing light daily activities usually need far less sodium than someone training intensely in hot conditions. People who may require additional sodium include endurance athletes, construction workers, outdoor laborers, individuals exercising in hot climates, people who sweat heavily. Some people naturally lose much more sodium through sweat than others. That's why personalized hydration matters. One-size-fits-all advice doesn't always work. When too much salt becomes a problem. Now let's discuss the other side of the story. While sodium is essential, excessive intake may increase health risks in many individuals. Too much sodium can contribute to high blood pressure, heart disease risk, stroke, kidney strain, fluid retention. However, not everyone responds identically. Some people are more sensitive to sodium than others. Age, genetics, kidney function, lifestyle, and existing medical conditions all influence how the body handles sodium. That's why health recommendations emphasize moderation instead of extremes. The difference between natural foods and processed foods. Here's an important distinction. Most people aren't consuming too much salt because they season homemade meals. The majority of sodium in many diets comes from processed and packaged foods. Examples include Fast food, processed meats, instant noodles, frozen meals, packaged snacks, restaurant foods. These foods often contain large amounts of sodium alongside unhealthy fats, refined carbohydrates, and added sugars. Reducing processed foods often lowers sodium intake naturally while improving overall nutrition. Common signs you may be low on electrolytes. Although only medical testing can confirm sodium status, some situations may suggest electrolyte depletion after heavy sweating. Possible symptoms include persistent fatigue, muscle cramps, lightheadedness, headaches, poor exercise performance, feeling unusually weak, difficulty recovering after workouts. These symptoms can have many different causes, so it's important not to self-diagnose. If symptoms are severe, persistent, or accompanied by confusion, vomiting, or fainting, seek medical care promptly. Myth versus fact. Let's bust some common myths. Salt is always bad. False. Without sodium, your body cannot function. The problem is imbalance, not salt itself. Myth number 2. The more salt you eat, the stronger you'll become. False. Extra sodium cannot replace proper training, nutrition, sleep, and hydration. Myth number 3. Everyone should eat the same amount of salt. False. Needs vary based on age, climate, physical activity, health conditions, and medications. Myth number 4. Sports drinks are necessary for everyone. Not true. For most short workouts, water is sufficient. Electrolyte replacement becomes more important during prolonged, intense exercise or heavy sweating. How to use salt wisely. So how can you apply this information safely? First, eat a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, legumes, and healthy fats. Second, limit highly processed foods that often contain excessive sodium. Third, stay hydrated according to your activity level and climate. Fourth, if you're exercising intensely for long periods or sweating heavily, discuss appropriate electrolyte replacement with a qualified healthcare professional or sports nutrition expert. Fifth, if you have high blood pressure, kidney disease, heart disease, or other medical conditions, follow the sodium recommendations provided by your healthcare provider rather than increasing salt intake on your own. Real-life example. Imagine 2 friends. Sarah works in an air-conditioned office and walks 20 minutes each day. David trains for long-distance cycling in hot weather for several hours every weekend. Should they consume identical amounts of sodium? David loses much more sodium through sweat than Sarah. Salt is only one piece of the performance puzzle. Quality sleep, regular exercise, adequate protein, potassium-rich foods, magnesium, calcium, stress management, consistent hydration. No single nutrient can compensate for poor overall lifestyle habits. Peak performance comes from combining healthy habits, not relying on one ingredient. The future of personalized nutrition. Scientists continue studying personalized nutrition. Future recommendations may consider genetics, sweat composition, physical activity, climate, medical history. Wearable technology may eventually help people estimate fluid and electrolyte losses more accurately. This growing field reminds us that nutrition is becoming increasingly individualized. Key takeaways. Let's quickly recap. Salt provides sodium, an essential electrolyte your body needs every day. Sodium supports brain communication, muscle contractions, nerve signaling, and fluid balance. Heavy sweating increases sodium loss. Athletes and people working in hot environments may have different sodium needs than less active individuals. Too much sodium may increase health risks for many people, especially those with certain medical conditions. Most excess sodium comes from processed foods, not moderate seasoning of fresh home-cooked meals. Balance, moderation, and personalized advice are the keys to optimal health. Final motivational message. Your body performs best when it's in balance. Not too little, not too much. Whether your goal is thinking more clearly, exercising longer, recovering faster, or simply living a healthier life, remember that small daily habits create remarkable long-term results. True health isn't about following trends. It's about understanding your body, making informed decisions, and building sustainable habits that support your well-being for years to come. Every healthy choice you make today becomes an investment in your future. Call to action, 1430 to 1500 hours. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with friends and family who want to improve their health through science-backed information. Have you ever noticed how hydration or electrolyte balance affects your workouts, focus, or daily energy? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your experience. And if you're passionate about evidence-based health, nutrition, fitness, and wellness, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next video. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay active, and take care of your health, one smart decision at a time. Medical disclaimer. This video is intended for educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you have high blood pressure, kidney disease, heart disease, or other medical conditions.